Hey everybody, I am here with the most interesting man in barbecue. This is Chef Ara Malekian.
Thank you.
And we're at Harlem Road, Texas Barbecue. This is part of the new series where before I get schooled on how to make all this stuff, I get to taste a whole tray and you guys get to see pretty much everything that is on the menu here and hear the stories behind the food that you wouldn't normally hear if you're just coming into the restaurant to try some stuff. I am super excited. I'm a little worried about the quantity of food because what are you gonna eat?
I know, you know, it's just a small little nibbles here and there.
We're in Texas.
Yeah.
So we probably gotta start with brisket, right?
Let's do it.
Let's start with the lean. Look at how tender that is. Look at that. Let's get a taste. Oh, wow. I'm tasting something that I don't usually taste in Texas brisket.
Sumac.
Sumac.
So all my pepper mixture that I put on my meats has sumac in it. So it's got that citrusy hints to it.
I still get the fat texture, but it cuts really nicely on the taste.
It doesn't overpower it, it complements it. So
you told me on the phone when we talked, and I understand the difference in the smoke I'm tasting here, but you're not smoking with post oak like everybody else in Texas.
No, I use retired French oak red wine barrels. So when they're done making red wine barrels with them, I buy the barrels, cut them up, and that's what I use to smoke my meat. So it's a much cleaner, sweeter smoke. You get that aroma from the burning of the red wine that's soaked into the oak.
When I talk about the most interesting man in barbecue, like, sure, we just use French wine barrels to smoke our brisket, right?
Yeah, why not?
That's your first hint at who we're dealing with. Should we go ahead and do point?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, this is awesome. This is falling apart in my hands, but look at this, guys. I'm giving you the big piece.
Oh, you're too generous. Thank you. Salute. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to you guys. Wow. So the sumac really makes a difference here.
With the fat.
Because there's a lot more fat here and it's right there in front. Like it's 100% there in such a beautiful way. So nice. All right, round it out with burnt ends?
Yeah, burnt end, absolutely.
Okay. All right, look at this, guys.
Little crunch on the edge. Nice soft on the inside.
I'm sorry, it's rude to laugh, but this is like so good it's not even funny. I can taste the red wine barrel smoke, the crunch of the bark, and the sumac is all right there. All right.
You feel the pop from the two different grinds of pepper in there?
That's what it is.
Yeah. So I use two different grinds of pepper in this. So it's a 16 mesh, which everybody uses. I also had a 30 mesh, which is like a butcher's grind, much coarser.
So that's why it feels like a pastrami on the outside, because you've got the coarser.
Yeah, it gives you that pop.
That's genius.
Thank you.
What do we have there?
Smoked octopus.
Smoked octopus.
Yeah, we run that as a special on Saturdays occasionally. Okay. Whenever I can get a really nice quality, because you can't use the thinner ones.
Right.
Because they don't smoke well. So what I do is I boil them in red wine with a cork. That helps to tenderize it and pulls all the impurities out, and chill it, and then I'll smoke it, and I serve with a balsamic and pomegranate reduction.
Why chill it first?
If you put it directly from a hot meat in the smoker, it will not take on flavor of smoke as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want it to be completely cold.
So we're gonna chill it, then smoke it.
Yes.
What's the glaze?
Balsamic and pomegranate reduction.
Balsamic and pomegranate reduction. I've been in a lot of barbecue joints. Never seen octopus on the menu.
That's where that classic French training comes in play.
I almost didn't need teeth for that. It just is so delicate it came apart in my mouth.
Yeah, not many people know how to cook octopus correctly, that it's nice and soft, not chewy, rubbery.
I've never smoked, so I boil mine with like a lemon water and then like a high heat sear. And mine's tender, it's not as tender as that, but you've got flavor all the way through. Is that the red wine?
Yeah, the red wine with a little bit of brown sugar in there, like sangria.
I'm sorry you guys don't get to be here, but like you should come and taste this stuff, it's so good.
You want to do the beef rib?
I mean, do I want to try the beef rib?
No.
It's like, do I like oxygen?
My favorite beef rib, of course, I was inspired by Louis Mueller Barbecue, Wayne.
Oh yeah.
So
good friend of mine.
Very good friend of mine too. So I think he makes a phenomenal beef rib. So I model mine after his.
So do you cook it at that same 325, 350?
A little bit different because I do it at a little bit lower temperature.
Okay.
I achieve being able to cut through that fat with the sumac.
Okay, so the same sumac's gonna be on here.
Yes. Try it.
Okay, here we go.
See what I mean?
You did it. So it's got all the fat. This is still,
And it's perfectly rendered.
it's perfectly rendered, but it's not unctuous at all. Like sumac, that's like the secret ingredient.
Yeah.
Is this lamb?
Pork shank.
Pork shank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marinated, smoked, then from all the rendered juices, I make a curry sauce for it. And I make the curry powder myself. That way I can control all the aromatics on it.
Did you guys get that? I make the curry powder myself. Right.
Well, you know, if I wanted to make sure it stood up, not only stood up, but it didn't overpower the delicate flavor of the pork. Dig in.
Is there a best bite on here?
That muscle between the two bones, the little bone and the big bone, from right there.
From right here? Okay.
See how the muscle still holds together, but it's tender enough that's coming apart?
Yes. All right, again, you're getting the big piece, I'm taking the little piece. And then this curry, I've got some over here too. So just dip.
Just dip.
Ooh, that's a thick sauce.
I thicken it up with a little bit of potato starch.
I don't even know where to start.
Great feel in your mouth, right? With
It's
the curry.
amazing feel. I got the pork and I got the pork fat and I got the smoke, and then
The curry
it's
just,
almost like the curry kind of dripped down onto there and just cut through it all. And it's not in your face curry. It's not
No.
heavy. It's not spicy curry. I know spicy is not the right word, but you know.
yeah, it's not, it doesn't have a lot of chili in it.
Right,
Yes.
right.
So it's a lot more aromatic. It's a lot more subtle in the punch. So it's not in your face.
And a pork shank.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a pork shank done like this.
Thank you.
This is brilliant. All right, so I thought this was lamb. I am positive that is lamb.
That is the lamb chops we do here every Friday at the restaurant. Lamb, usually people who don't like lamb, they think it's too gamey.
Right.
Mine is very clean, just because of the way I marinate it, smoke it.
All right, here we go. Is that domestic lamb? It's not
New
gamey
Zealand.
at all. It's New Zealand lamb. I mean, New Zealand lamb is like loaded in branched chain fatty acids that oxidize.
The reason why it's so clean is how I marinate it. I marinate it in julienne white onions or sweet onions. The acid from the onions tenderizes it without breaking down the fibers like agave or pineapple specifically,
Right.
which turns meat into mush. Doesn't change the texture.
The BCFAs are gone. Like there's no.
almost, and there's a nice layer of fat on top.
So I use mustard
Yeah.
usually to tame,
Yeah,
but I can't get it all out with mustard.
Yeah.
And just onion.
Just cover it in onions overnight. And then you can saute the onions afterwards to caramelize them to serve it on the side. So this is my chipotle sausage.
Chipotle sausage. Okay.
So 80% beef, 20% pork,
Okay.
and rehydrated chipotle in there.
Okay.
Natural casing, by the way.
Wow.
Nice flavor to it, right?
Nice
Not overly
flavor.
spicy, but
We were talking about Mueller's. They served me a jalapeno with no cheese, which is the first time I'd had a jalapeno sausage with no cheese.
Yeah.
And that I felt like that was a better decision, like not
Yes.
having the cheese fat.
I think
and
the
I'm gonna
cheese
say
takes-
the
yeah.
same thing about this. Like I think cheese would take away from this,
oh, absolutely.
but I can really taste the adobo.
Yeah.
Really nice. Okay. So and that's another sausage.
So this is the regular sausage. It has it has black pepper in it,
Okay.
but no chili.
Look at this, guys. I can taste the black pepper. I think I maybe should have tried this one first.
My bad. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
at all with any of this, but
Yeah.
I feel I still have a little bit of that chipotle in my mouth, but I can definitely taste the black pepper here.
Yeah. And this is smoked twice. So once it's cold smoked,
Okay.
then vacuum sealed, and then when we're ready to serve it, we'll put it in the smoker for 30 minutes and it's ready to go. Do we want to do the pork ribs?
Yes, please.
No wet rub, dry rub on it.
This is like a brisket bark. Have you guys ever seen a bark like this on a pork rib? pull that up.
So the bark, what develops it, it's just, again, it's our normal house rub that we make, which is the 2 grams of pepper and heavy with the sumac.
Right.
Okay, and I don't wrap my pork ribs at any point while it's in the smoker. The only time it gets wrapped is when it's done. We wrap it and then we hold it in a hot box.
You must be wrapping it meat side up because this isn't sitting in.
Yeah,
this isn't sitting in.
Yeah, it'll take all the bark off of it.
I can't stop eating it. All right.
Chicken.
Chicken's not usually my favorite.
Yeah.
But
You like dark meat or white?
I'm a dark meat guy.
Okay. So I'll give you the drumstick.
Okay. Thank you.
So we brine our chicken overnight with apple cider vinegar and molasses, 3-to-1 ratio, not a salt brine.
Okay.
And then before we smoke it, I put my seasoning on it, which is paprika, granulated onions, granulated garlic, and finish it off with our pepper mix, which has the sumac in it. Obviously, before we put all that stuff, I put salt on there first.
Right.
Always salt first on the meat.
Look at how moist this is. Okay? And no salt brine in this. Just.
Yeah.
It's very flavorful. It's moist.
And it's flavored all the way through, not just on the skin.
I didn't know what to expect when you said molasses. I don't taste the molasses.
It's there because it's a 3-to-1 ratio. That's the perfect ratio for that.
This
Otherwise,
is really
it'll
nice.
overpower it.
This is really nice. It's really delicate, but it's full of flavor.
Yeah.
Which is hard to accomplish. Nice job.
Thank you.
I see some sides down here.
Couple of sides.
We've eaten all the proteins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So potato salad.
Okay.
I love German potato salad. So Texas red potatoes, made German potato style, except we serve it cold instead of hot.
Okay.
And instead of using distilled vinegar, I use apple cider vinegar.
Okay. When you say German style.
So the German potato salads are normally, you add raw onions to the warm potatoes. You don't cook them.
Right.
And then you add your vinegar, mayo, Dijon mustard, and it's served hot.
So you're doing all of that, but you're chilling it.
Yes.
Okay. Cheers. The onions are crunchy.
Yeah.
And the potatoes
they're
are
not
perfectly
raw,
soft.
raw,
They're not raw. What a neat combination.
Yeah. And I don't boil the potatoes, we bake them.
Of course, we don't boil them. We bake them. Okay.
And they're salted
'Cause why
before.
would we?
Yeah. Yeah. Be too easy to boil them, and they get soggy.
You guys get this guy? All right.
Coleslaw.
Okay, that doesn't
right.
look like coleslaw.
It's not your normal coleslaw. It has sunflower microgreens in it, no mayo, so it's local honey, olive oil, a little bit of Dijon mustard, and celery seed.
Okay, and what's the green that I see? That's
the sunflower microgreens.
Sunflower microgreens. That's perfect. That is a summer day. I mean, like, I pride myself on not being like microgreens guy.
Yeah.
Like, I've never eaten a kale salad and I'm not about to start now. That's really good.
But I wanted to have something light on the menu to be able to cut through all that heavy barbecue.
Yeah.
This is the 3 desserts that we have on our menu. Everything I make is fat-free and sugar-free.
Fat-free, sugar-free, carb-free. You know my friend Joe Isuzu?
Yeah. So I would say let's start with our butterscotch chocolate chip cookie. So while you're eating it and you're about to take a bite, I'll tell you how I created this recipe specifically for my restaurant here.
It looks like an ice cream scoop.
Yeah. It has no rising agent in it, by the way. It doesn't rise and flatten out. So the ratio between flour and butter is just perfect enough that when I bake it, it maintains its shape.
Really?
So no baking powder or baking soda on it.
Okay.
And I use Belgian semi-sweet chocolate chips on it.
Of course. Of course.
So when I created that recipe, okay, I want you to take a bite of it first, and then I'll tell you, it should trigger a memory of you as a kid eating cookie dough.
Yes.
Yeah, it has that flavor, that texture of eating a cookie dough. Little crunch on the outside, but nice and soft on the inside.
Yes. That's the memory.
Yes.
So creative.
My 2.5-year-old son loves that. So I personally can't eat more than 1 bite of a normal pecan pie because it's extremely sweet.
Right.
Yeah. Growing up in Europe and also being a chef, and I'm also a baker and a pastry chef. So I can't eat things that are overly sweet.
Okay.
Okay, and these are Texas pecans on top. And I want to be able to taste the pecans when I eat it.
Right. It's not super sweet,
Not at all.
but it's still got the exact same texture.
Same texture, same flavor profile. Now you can actually taste the pecans.
Can I ask how you do that?
It's a secret. No, I'm just kidding. I will email you the recipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys want the recipe, well, come here and taste it, and maybe Chef will have mercy and.
I have no secrets when it comes to my recipes and how I do things.
That's so generous of you. And then what, pray tell, do we have over there?
Chocolate bread pudding made with butter croissants.
Made with butter croissants.
It's not the same texture as a normal bread pudding. And it has some Armenian coffee in it.
Okay.
So it's perfect combination.
I've heard about your Armenian
Yeah.
coffee.
We will have some later.
Okay. I'm gonna show, this is not looking like a bread pudding.
I'm very big on the
so?
correct texture in food and everything. So, and again, not overly sweet, but phenomenal flavor to it.
Yes. No, I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna know what I mean for you guys. I can taste the chocolate, which means most of us in America, we make chocolate things, and you taste the sugar with a little bit of a hint of chocolate, and you think it. But I taste cocoa in here.
Yes, and that's the coffee brings that out.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not a bittersweet.
No.
It's cocoa and the coffee.
Together, it accents the cocoa more than the coffee.
Wow. All right, I can say for those of you at home, like, I don't care how far you live from Houston, it's worth a trip here. This is so
Thank you.
not just different than what you get in most Texas barbecue places, but this is elevated. This is another level. Even the Texas staples, you've done something unique with. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So tomorrow we're gonna learn, right?
Yes.
All right,
Tomorrow we're
so
going to be cooking.
I'm coming to school.
Yes.
What are we gonna learn tomorrow?
So we're going to learn how to make the pork shanks,
Okay.
the curry sauce,
Okay.
the brisket,
Good.
lamb chops,
Good.
and octopus.
Okay, that's gonna be a fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna take us a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I promise to be a good student.
You will do just fine.
And you guys tune in. That's going to drop a week after this one does. So this is going to be on a Saturday, and next Saturday, you're going to get to watch me get schooled and also hear some of Chef Ara's background and how he got to this point, because that's a pretty interesting story too.
Thank you for being here, and I look forward to it.
Thank you very much for having me, Chef.
Thank you.